Tonight there is a full moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the sign that deals with faith, optimism, hope for the future, but also our beliefs and how we make meaning and tell stories. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the full moon in Sagittarius and what it means and how it fits into our bigger picture of manifestation and working with the current Taurus moon cycle. I'm Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Saturday, June 3rd. And so the moon is in Sagittarius all day. And tonight it does around 8:40 p.m. my time. And then you have to adjust your time zone. I'm in Pacific time, so right just before midnight for those of you on the East Coast. And that full moon, right, it's gonna be fully illuminated, rising as the sun sets, which is how it works because the full moon is opposite the sun, so it rises at the same time the sun sets. It is illuminating something. So it is reflecting it. The moon light is reflected light. It is reflecting something back to us about what we put in motion on the new moon. So that's why we are plant seeds, we set intentions, we anchor our intentions and get clear about what's important to us when there's a new moon, because as we go through the moon cycle, first half of the cycle, the moon is waxing and growing bigger, and we're doing the activity, right? We're putting things out there. We're trying, we're exploring, we're experimenting, we're seeing what happens. And then as the moon heads toward full, we get something reflected back to us about what we've been putting in motion. So in other words, the full moon gives us insight. It is illuminating something that we need to see or we couldn't see before, or something that helps us see the way forward to manifest the things that we are working on. And so when you intentionally or consciously plant your seeds of intention at the new moon, then you're consciously optimizing those energies of manifestation, of fruition. If you're not consciously setting intentions and anchoring in what's important to you, then you're still planting a seed. It's just not conscious. So whatever you're unconsciously running or affirming or tapping into, that is what you're supporting if you're not consciously choosing your intentions. So either way, whether you've consciously set intentions or not, the full moon is going to be illuminating or revealing something about what direction you're going in, how it's showing up for you, what it looks like, what it means in terms of how to move forward and what you're manifesting. So when you are working with the moon cycle consciously to set your intentions, consciously choosing intentions, then the full moon time is a time when something shows up in your life that is like the light being turned on. It's showing you the way forward. It's saying, here is the direction you're going in currently. Here is what is possible. Here's what things could look like if you were to shift gears, or maybe it's a validation that you've been shifting gears and you're going in the right direction, and it reveals some insight to you about what you're doing and how it's working. So it could be positive, it could be negative feedback saying maybe you need a little bit of a course correct, but either way, it's giving you some feedback. And then each moon cycle has its own unique qualities and characteristics. And so this particular moon cycle began with the new moon in Taurus, which is a very physical, earthy, tangible, results-oriented sign. And it connects us with the earth. It connects us with our daily life, our experience of the normal and the ordinary, and the what we experience as reality on a day-to-day basis. So this moon cycle is creating the fertile ground for us to say, I would like different results. I would like my life to look like this or feel like this, or what are the tangible things that you want? How do you want it to come to you? What does it feel like when you have that? And that's why we've been doing this 29-day gratitude challenge, 29 days of gratitude, something different that you're grateful for each day. And those of you who have been following me, we began with the Taurus new moon on May 19th, and adding one thing that we're grateful for each day. You might be tempted to do more, but at least do one. And then if you've gotten behind or forgotten a few days, just add a few, right? You can think of 3 or 4 or 5 things that you're grateful for. That's a fun practice to do too. So fill up your 29 sections, right? 29 different things that you're grateful for. And today, I don't know exactly what day we're on, but it must be about day 15, I would think. So you should have about 15 things on your list, and we're halfway through. So that's this moon cycle, is that Taurus energy of bringing different results, a different tangible outcome, which is why it is a particularly good moon cycle to focus on manifestation, because it is about the tangible. So it's a good time to manifest physical outcomes, things that look and feel different, whether that is money or a different job or completion of a project, or a certain kind of energy to your relationship, or quality to your life, or self-care, something that you want for yourself that feels good, that you can take in and receive and be grateful for. So that brings us to today. Today is the full moon, which is the culmination of what it is you have put in motion and been feeding through your positive intention and your gratitude practices. And then today's full moon is in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is the sign of expansion. So it's about expanding our minds. And that's why Sagittarius, there are these keywords that go along with different signs. Sagittarius has travel, philosophy, exploration, adventure. So all of those things have this core feeling or quality to them, which is about going beyond where you have been before. So it's that feeling of expansion beyond your old boundaries into new experiences, new ways of understanding the world. And so one of the things that comes up with this full moon is the ability to tell a new story about who you are, what you have, how your life is. And so it's actually a perfect time to reframe any of the ways that you talk about yourself or talk about your life that might be perhaps a little bit limited, a little bit, not stepping into the fullness of possibility, and tell them in a different way that feels more expansive, more filled with possibility, more optimistic. And so thinking about how you feel hopeful about the future instead of why you feel worried or nervous about the future. Acknowledging all the good things that are happening in the world, acknowledging all the great things that you have in your life, and all the ways that you are learning and growing, all the ways that you have not yet discovered the full potential of who you are becoming and what your life is looking like. And so it is an attitude, right? It's an attitude of how you view the world and how you can step into that story of possibility. So this is a perfect time, a great practice for self-care to do around this full moon is to look at the ways that you have told your story in the past, the ways you talk about yourself, the ways you talk about your life, the ways you talk about the things you experience, the ways you talk about your health, the ways you talk about the people in your life and your relationships, all of those things. If there are maybe some stories you might be telling about the way those things are limited or don't have possibility of where they are going, how they are growing, what they are becoming. This is an opportunity to tell that story in a different way. So think about the story of how you were talking about things, maybe something you talk, a way that you had of talking about it in the past, and then looking at how you talk about it now. And maybe you're on track, maybe you are already stepping into those stories, but if it's a good time to just take a look at it, right? And to go, okay, am I really seeing the potential here? Am I really opening to that? Am I really anchoring myself in where I am going, as opposed to where I have come from? So really, you see how in the present moment we have this choice. Are we going to define ourselves by our, glass half empty or our glass half full, right? We always have a choice to see, where are we going? What is happening? What are we stepping into? What are we becoming versus, how are we trapped, limited, or stuck? So just retelling any of those stories that may still, be hanging out somewhere in the dark corners of your mind or your everyday experience. So it's just it, and there's nothing wrong with those, right? Sometimes they're practical. Excuse me. Sometimes we need to address real world practical limitations, so it has its role, but this particular full moon is really inviting us to step into the possibility, having optimism and really a view of how the future is becoming brighter and what that can and will look like. So thank you so much for being here. I am Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. We are, I am, and you are with me, celebrating a 1-year anniversary of YouTube self-care videos. So the actual anniversary is on Monday, but tomorrow I have a special content, I guess, to share with you that is telling the story of the planets and how astrology speaks to me and why I see astrology as really a world view and not so much that something that we fit into boxes or categories. So I think you're going to love it. Check out tomorrow's video. Come join me then. It'll be a party. And I want to hear from you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing and for all your support. I'm at astrologyheals.com, and I will see you tomorrow and starting out a new year on Monday of more self-care videos. All right. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Happy Sagittarius full moon, and bye for now.